Few weeks ago I dropped a video about this 50mm 1.4 from BrightinStar for the Sony APS-C E-mount cameras. This is the first autofocus lens from BrightinStar, the 50mm f1.4 for the Sony E-mount APS-C cameras. Let's talk about it. And now the Fuji X-mount version has been released and it is available for those who have Fujifilm cameras. Hello everyone, I hope you are all good. I'm Photorabs, a portrait photographer based in France. In today's video I'm going to show you this 50mm 1.4 from BrightinStar for the Fuji X mount. Previously, a few weeks ago, I showed you the 50mm 1.4 from BrightinStar for the Sony E mount, and you can find it also for the Nikon APS-C Z mount cameras. This video is not sponsored by BrightinStar. They sent me these lenses to try for free. They do not have any input on the production of this video. They did not pay me to talk about them. I wanted to share with you my thoughts because these lenses or this series of lenses is very important if you have an APS-C camera, if you would like to step in the portrait photography world on a budget, if you are not a portrait photographer but you would like to experiment this field. Now you can get this one at $229 US. You can get great results with it. It's not the perfect lens out there, but you can get great results. It's heavy built with metal except of the lens hood and the caps, of course, and it is one of the most cheap portrait lenses in the market for the APS-C. You can have great background separation because you have an aperture of 1.4, and this is amazing. The focal length is 50mm, which is equivalent to 75mm on a full frame, very close to the most used portrait lens at 85mm on the full frame cameras. And yeah, during this video I'll drop some images taken with this lens of the Fuji X mount that I've been using for the last month. And by the way, I'll be shooting with this lens, the 50mm 1.4, along with the Sony a6700 on the side. A spoiler, I'll be shooting also with the Fujifilm X-S20, which is somehow the same category of the Sony. If you are interested in this lens and if you'd like to know more about it, please check the video that I made here for the Sony E-mount version. These lenses are exactly the same weight, same dimension, and same kind of use. I would like to mention also that this lens has a great autofocus system if the model in front of you is not moving so fast. Otherwise, you will have some misses in your shots, which is very predictable because this is a budget-friendly lens at about $229 US only. And I can say that the build quality is amazing. I said that before in the other video. It's all metal. The focus ring is very smooth. I will not use the focus ring here because I will prefer using the autofocus. And what I don't like about it is this, where is it? This lens cap. It feels so cheap, but yeah, that's what I felt about this lens. I was very surprised by the color rendering of this lens, the sharpness when the subject is at a certain distance away from the camera. If the subject is so far, of course, if you have to zoom in like 400%, you will see some artifacts in the shot, and that's very normal. Once again, you can see that in all the lenses in the market when you start zooming at 200, 300 and more in the image. Keep that in mind because I've got some messages from guys saying that when we try to zoom at a certain object, we don't have that perfect sharpness, and that's very normal. These here are optics, and you cannot exceed or you cannot go beyond the physics of these lenses. So you cannot zoom at 300% and go pixel peep and say, yeah, that pixel is not very sharp or that one is not very sharp. This is a budget-friendly lens. You can use it to enjoy creating some portrait shots when you are on vacation. If you are not a portrait photographer, because I know that if you are a portrait photographer, of course, you will not go with these kind of cheap lenses. You prefer some high quality glass for your professional work. These are made for hobbyists who would like to try portrait photography, who would like to try some background separation at f1.4. This is a very wide aperture, and the 50mm on APS-C is somehow the best focal length for portrait photography, for street portrait photography. Is it a perfect lens? Of course not. For my professional work, for my weddings and so on, of course I will not use this lens because of the speed of the autofocus, because I like to have something that I have full confidence on when I'm having some highly paid job like a wedding or so on. But for my clients, for Instagram and so on, I've been using this lens. I got great results. My clients were so happy with the image quality, with the colors, everything were so good. And I think that for Instagram you don't need to invest in a very expensive kit of glass and camera, you know, because you cannot post in the highest stress possible, and that's very fine to use some budget-friendly lenses that will allow you to do the job, that will allow you to have that background separation, and in my opinion that's more than enough. So what do you think about the photos I just dropped on the screen? Let me know your thoughts about them in the comment section box. Let me know if you can be interested in such budget-friendly lenses, and if you'd like me to make more videos like this one on this channel, so you can see what's happening in the market, what are the new products and so on. Let me know your thoughts down below. That was it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check my affiliate links down below. Ciao for now.